I don't care if your daughter's dying, you need to come into work. This happened 5 years ago at my first job. It personally didn't happen to me, but to the assistant store manager that I got along with very well. I'm not sure if it belongs here, but r/Tales from Retail stated it can't be posted there. ASM, assistant store manager, EB, entitled boss, and D, doctor. So my assistant store manager told me this story one night when it was just the two of us closing, and she was wanting to rant to somebody about what happened 2 days prior. I don't remember some parts of the story she told me, but I remember the key parts. So ASM went out to dinner with her daughter to a seafood restaurant. Her daughter had never been allergic to seafood before, but she had a bad allergic reaction to something, to where her throat completely closed up and 911 had to be called. They apparently had to intubate her, and later at the hospital, the doctors had to put her on life support and she was in critical condition. ASM stayed at her daughter's bedside the entire night and called loved ones about the situation, and at the same time called our store director, EB, to call out for work since she was opening the store at 9 AM. She called the store director at 6 AM to give them enough time to call another manager in to open. The store director didn't answer her phone, so she left a voicemail. An hour or so passed after she had left the voicemail, and by this time her daughter was surrounded by their loved ones saying prayers. ASM's phone went off in the middle of a prayer, and it was that entitled boss on the caller ID. ASM excused herself from the hospital room and out to the hallway to answer the call. Hi EB. Hi ASM, I just got your voicemail. You know you can't call out. You are the opening manager and have to be there to open the store. You need to come in for work on your scheduled shift. What? No, I'm not coming to work. Did you not listen to my voicemail? I am at the hospital because my daughter is currently on life support in critical condition. Yes, I did listen, but you still need to come into work. You are not the one in the hospital, so you are still fit to work today. Now, my assistant store manager is freaking out at this point. That's when her daughter's doctor was coming down the hallway and saw ASM in distress. Is there something wrong? ASM covers her phone. My boss is trying to tell me I need to come to work, even though I just explained to her why I'm here. Let me talk to her. ASM was taken aback as the doctor she had known all night suddenly got very angry. She passed her phone to the doctor. Hello, this is Dr. D. Am I speaking to ASM's boss? Yes, why are you on the phone? I am on the phone to tell you why ASM cannot make it to work today. Her daughter has been hospitalized all night in critical condition and on life support. Let me explain what life support is. Life support is when a machine is keeping a human being that happens to be ASM's daughter alive. If that machine was not hooked up to her right now, ASM would be making funeral arrangements. Let me ask you this, are you a mother? Yes, but... So you should understand how she feels, that her daughter, her flesh and blood, is in a hospital bed with wires and a machine attached to her to keep her alive. ASM has been by her daughter's bedside all night sobbing and praying that her daughter's condition will improve. Her entire family is here right now, not sure if they have to say their final goodbyes. Once again, ASM will not be able to work today, and I will gladly give her a doctor's note and write my exact feelings on this matter for your HR department to see. Goodbye. The doctor hung up on the entitled boss, and my assistant store manager was completely gobsmacked. Now, let's go to your daughter's room. We have some good news. ASM's daughter's condition started to improve, and they were able to remove her off of life support and her body started to breathe on its own. She recovered quickly through the day and she was able to go home that afternoon with ASM. Now, the assistant store manager was able to make her scheduled shift the next day, but she was confronted by the entitled boss. Never do that to me again. Do you know how embarrassing that was for me? I did not do anything. That doctor chose to do that. I'm sorry that my daughter was near death and I couldn't come into work. I already wrote you up. HR will be hearing about this. You're lucky I'm not firing you. ASM submitted her own HR report about her entitled boss and gave a copy of the doctor's note. I read that note myself that night. That doctor was true to his word and wrote his exact feelings about her entitled boss. ASM ended up getting a call from HR management and they apologised for what happened and informed her that they already contacted EB's boss and she will be reprimanded for her behaviour. EB ended up having to take a sensitivity class for about a week and was not allowed to work for that week. A sensitivity class, is that all this boss is getting covered for? Surely she should be fired, not here's a paid 5-day training on how to be a decent human sort of thing. But anyway, I'm glad this assistant store manager's daughter was okay and she didn't get in trouble at work. Entitled ex-friend wanted me to drop out of college so she didn't have to see me. Out of my entitled people moments, this one was the most serious, as it involved my mental health. I debated whether I should post this or not, as it involved a dark time in my life, but in the end I just said F it. So here's the cast. Me, my no longer best friend, let's call her Ellie, friend 1, Chase, and friend 2, David, not their real names. This was all the way back in 2011. While I was studying in college, I was going through depression and was receiving treatment for it, and I had the same group of friends in my course. Chase, David, and Ellie. David and Ellie were in my class, while Chase was in the other class. Back then, Ellie was my best friend. We had our share of issues in the past, but we've always pulled through. She had a boyfriend, but I never made a move on her as I don't want to be that guy. I trusted these three more than I trusted my family, and when I was going through a tough time, I confided in them, and when I did, I asked them not to tell anyone. Even when I was having suicidal thoughts at the time, they were by my side no matter what. Now this will be important later in the story. Well, one day in August of that year, we had a falling out that was never repaired. She was actually telling her family about what I'd been telling her, and they started interfering. After that, she did a full 180 from seemingly out of the blue. She switched classes to get away from me, then just started ignoring me. I was devastated her. I trusted her and she broke it. After that happened, Chase suggested him, David, and I hang out at his place for a few drinks to calm down. While we were there, Ellie started texting him, telling him about me and how she no longer wanted me in the course. She was completely unaware that he was with me, and he was not happy with what she was saying. We ended up spending the night at his place. The next morning, Chase got a phone call from Ellie. He took it outside so I couldn't hear much. When it was over, he came back inside and told me to get my phone out. Sure enough, a call came from Ellie. Now, this was 8 years ago, so I don't have the full convo, but it went a lot like this. Can we talk? So now you want to talk all of a sudden? Don't be like that. I had to do what was best for me. Whatever. What do you want? Can we meet up for lunch? I want to talk to you about something. I thought about it for a while. Okay, but Chase and David are coming. Otherwise, no deal. Ellie stammers for a bit. Oh, fine then, whatever. Meet me at this restaurant before our classes. So we meet her there later in the day. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but who knows what BS she would say, so that's why I wanted Chase and David there. And boy, I'm glad I did bring them, because out of the blue, so are you going to drop out? What? I was flabbergasted, and so was David, but Chase on the other hand had a I thought so look. Well, me and my mother discussed it, and we've decided that what is best is that you drop out, because you clearly have issues to deal with. You can't be serious. I am. If I want to complete the course, I can't have you there. Especially if you're going to be all mopey all the time, because seriously, it is annoying. I was shocked, upset, and appalled. While I was trying to process all of it in my head, she had gone behind my back and berated me for my mental health. Do you know how insensitive you're sounding right now? Said Chase. No, I'm being reasonable, Chase. I'm fed up with all his depressiveness and how he is never happy, and my mother agreed he needs to drop out. David said, you are being such a female dog. No, I'm not. If I have to get a restraining order to get him to drop out, I will. Honestly, I think it'll be even better if he even finally did it and took his life. Chase and David were shocked and had their mouths open, but that remark was the final straw for me. I slammed my fist on the table, which got the attention of the entire restaurant, and finally spoke up. You know, Ellie, if you just suggested that I dropped out of the course, I may have one day forgiven you for that. But under no circumstances am I going to stand for what you just said. Do you think I want to be like this? Do you think that I'm just doing this for attention? If you are seriously thinking that, then there is something really wrong with your head. There is low, then there is scum of the earth, and there is you. Then there was a bit of silence. I'm going to say this once, I am not dropping out as it is for my career. I will continue studying and receiving treatment for my depression, and I will show you that you were wrong. Go ahead and cry to mummy if you like, I don't care anymore. A bit more silence. I don't care what you do with your life, but stay the F out of mine. I left and never looked back. Chase and David also left with me and fully cut contact with her. 8 years on, and since then I obtained my diploma and now work for the state government, and I'm travelling to Europe next month. My depression is so much better, and while I still have my moments, I'm doing so much better. Last I heard of Ellie, she never completed her course and is still receiving benefits. I am still friends with Chase and David to this day.
Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, go and check out another one right away. There are so many more Reddit stories on my channel for you to enjoy. Also, drop me a comment below if there's another subreddit that I haven't looked at yet and you want to see in the next video.